There's something there relating to moving and instability that's been in my life for a very long time. But in particular, out of all those moves, since 2010, 2011, I would say I've been consistently home free. And at one point I moved to Dallas, Texas. I don't know if I would say in search of a better life, in search of an opportunity. The one reason I left Portland is because somebody wanted to help facilitate in a number of different ways. Although he lost interest because his heart was not in the right place. But this person in Dallas, Texas, this millionaire, wanted to facilitate an alternative media studio. And it was also my experience seeing how some people can do things for the wrong reasons. And their projects could fall on their face. Without getting too deep into all that, I sacrificed. To make that happen. What was familiar to me? I let go of my TV show. Well, now I'm back after spending time in the desert. And I've been back 4 months, and I've come to great levels of acceptance on certain things. But what I want to say here and now is that there are very few shows out there where people are talking about the homeless experience because it's a humiliating experience in ways that some may not know. And it's also additionally embarrassing and humiliating if you're homeless and you're a public figure. Now, I'm not going to get upset this morning because I just woke up, and that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to provide an update to you. And I thought it was fitting that I do it this morning because I'm not rushing out of the back of the canopy this second. It is raining, and it is raining hard. Very, very hard. Harder than I've seen it rain in a long time. Interesting thing, they hit the Portland area hard with chemtrails yesterday. And overall, they are starting to do it more and more. And there'll be days where they don't do it at all. And those are days where it is really beautiful to be here. When you look up and you see the clear skies. Now, I'm not going to get into all the crap that is literally rolling off of the auras of the people that are here. And I have compassion for the people that are here. And I have a love for this land, even if some people don't share that same love in the same way or understand my love and see it as hate, see it as judgment. But there are a lot of people that have come here with greed. And in the last episode, clearly I talked about the Oregon Shanghai. In the first episode, I alluded to the larger problem with human sex trafficking. And I talked about other aspects of the underworld. But on a larger level, a bigger picture, this city does seem to harbor and bring out the narcissist in people. There is good here, like there can be found everywhere. There can be the perceivable good and bad, positive and negative. But this city has a lot of counterfeitness to it, to its image. And I feel that I came back here to bring up some of those issues on the air, to get people to think about the lives that they're living. And I don't want to talk about being homeless on the air, but I don't think I should hide it. I think it should be known that I'm someone that's doing this for nothing, with nothing. And I'm not scared. I'm not going to fall prey to fear. One of the things that I'll be tackling is local corruption. You know, there's a recall effort right now that just got, in fact, I got a couple papers here. They are actually in the front seat. Never mind. But the Oregonian put out a report. So Mayor Charles Hales wants a street tax to pay for the roads. They're saying they don't have enough money for the roads. Where's the money going? Well, here's a printout of what they say the Office of Public Transit, or the Portland Office of Transportation, rather. Here's what they're spending their money on, and it's just gross spending all over the place. I'm willing to live like this in order to continue what I'm doing and not leave the Portland area, because these issues need to be addressed, and they relate to my community. And my community has an opportunity to assist me by providing me with the additional information that needs to go on the air. That is also part of the agenda, because once we start talking about things that are going on, there's already things that have already been published. There's a wide variety of stories about cops and child porn, for those that don't know, on the local level. So you know about cops elsewhere in DHS. On the local level, it's like something out of Sin City, when you look at the evil characters in that graphic novel or movie, or it's like something out of old New York. When you look at old Portland, you see the same mirror, but when you look at the modern Portland, you see a lot of fucked up shit. And a lot of it's coming from elsewhere. Portland has been labeled the #1 city to move to. I wasn't aware of how many reports until now have actually been published. So there's things people don't understand. Our city may be driven into bankruptcy. There are things going on that most don't understand. I've been gone a couple years, but I'm glad that I have some friends in my life, like the person I have coffee with once a week, that is very well-informed and well-read on what is happening locally, past and present, and I think he's got a pretty good forecast for the future. And so people don't understand there are bondholders on the debt in Portland. There's all this money that the city of Portland has taken from the federal government. Without even getting into martial law drills and Top Off 4, there is outrageous amounts of money and focus on Portland right now. And it's under the guise of economic growth, when it's really about profit for those corporations, land developers, and large real estate companies that are very close with the mayor and the city of Portland. So a new Portland is being built right now. I'm witnessing as a homeless media activist, philosopher, contrarian, whatever you might call me. Some say journalist, some say reporter. I don't know how I feel about those terms sometimes. I'm just Alex Ansary. I don't try to fit a format. Maybe I could, and my life would be different, but I enjoy being me, I enjoy being free, and I enjoy exploring controversial topics that deal with a wide variety of things. I enjoy wearing different hats because I feel that I have that talent to apply my mind to different things. And I think my mind, my consciousness, should be applied to a variety of things, not just news or local politics. And I certainly shouldn't stay stuck on geopolitics. But even the solar flare presentation, there's so much more I need to expand. There are other things that need to be discussed and rediscussed. But then, of course, there's time to come back ground and look at what is happening locally in the city. There's a recall election right now. There is growing discontent in the city of Portland. And that discontent is coming from a lot of different places. But this city, on another note, is a city that is becoming increasingly populated. Even when I park and I go different places, cars are often coming by. You have to be very careful around the bikers because they do not seem, many of them, they do not seem very aware of the walkers or people around them. They seem to have their own elite status in their own mind. And that's kind of crazy. There's a lot of elitism here, a lot of entitlement here, a lot of people from other places that don't have classic Portland values, a lot of people that have brought their children from New York. They're still wearing their I Love New York shirts. There is a massive influx coming from the East Coast and San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles. I don't think people that are here are that aware of how much things have changed if they've been here the whole time. You see it more if you leave and come back, as well as the distinct energy that Portland has. And if you forget, I would recommend, especially if you are in a relationship, that you guys take romantic trips outside of Portland, get past Vancouver, or at the very least, go to Vancouver once in a while, a place you like, and have some coffee. I know Vancouver doesn't have the best reputation. There's a place called Stevenson, Washington. I don't claim to be a marriage counselor, but I've always felt this for years. If you truly love the person that you're with, and you happen to live in Portland, if there's something wrong in your relationship, but in your heart you feel like there's something there, I would take a romantic trip somewhere outside the area and reconnect with your loved one and pour your love into that human being with your consciousness in a mutual form. And you can do that anywhere. It's romantic to do it in the city. I guess for some, there was a famous picture that went around a couple months ago of a new married couple, a new residents to Portland, found their way here just like the pioneers of the old world, seeking a better life with cleaner air and better land. And there's like a fire behind them, and it's like romantic. They're like, yeah, oh, things are burning behind us, but we're getting married. And it was like primal, very sexual. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to comment on that, but I will say on a side note, some people are very turned on by competition and being able to get there, so stand up on the mountain while the world burns. And that I don't think is so hot. And we are a community, whether people want to admit it or not, and we're affected by what's happening with each of us. I'm homeless, and I live on the Portland streets, but I live under a canopy. So the good news is I'm not in the same situation others are, to where they're in a doorway. I don't know how you survive living in a doorway in the wintertime in this city. Things freeze. People worry about me in Colorado, but they're not worried about me here. They don't understand climate. It gets fucking cold here in the winter when it goes through a freeze. And I've wondered many times in my life, where are the homeless going? So I am facing those fears of the winter, and I am choosing to stick it out. And I am, in my own mind, doing the best that I can do right now to keep it together each day of the week in between those shows. I've never claimed to be a perfect person. I've never claimed to be a super charismatic person. But honestly, there's some people out there that just don't like me. And that's for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's my looks. Sometimes it's people that actually know me. And it's like they think that I think I'm a know-it-all. Where years ago, I would come across to some people as a wannabe of another particular individual that these days I really don't think very much about. At least not favorably. I think about his programming and the possibility that he may be possessed by archons or archonic energies. I think about things like that, about certain people in the alternative media that are possibly knowingly spreading disinformation. But the question is, where is it coming from? And if they're not knowing, they seem to be pretty adamant about pushing disinformation, even ignorantly, to just continue to do it because it somehow serves their ego as well as their pocketbook. And there's more than one individual doing this. I don't want to follow in the same path, and I haven't followed the same path. I do feel like a trailblazer in my own way, and that's not to elevate myself above you. You may be your own maverick of sorts, whether you speak publicly or not. And so we need to continue. My battery's going to die here, so I need to wrap it up. Harness those parts of us that are unique, that are parts of us that have insight. And so I feel like this is happening for a reason, because there are also good things that happen. I had some sandals collapse on me the other day. Well, met a friend yesterday that I hadn't seen in a while, and we went to, we were going to go get Indian food on the place on 28th and Burnside. Well, they were closed, but on the way to going to get that Indian food, I found a new sandal. And my other sandals, again, I haven't been making videos about my homeless situation, so this is just a brief update, because some of you may be wondering. I put it out there to the universe. I needed sandals, needed to get another shirt, needed to get some pants, needed to get a t-shirt, and I really don't have the money to be spending $14.99, which is about what it is for pants at the Goodwill. Shirts are about $7 now. But I have been getting a few shirts at the Goodwill anyways. And this shirt doesn't look too bad. It's a purple shirt, something I can wear on the show Saturday. It was just laying there along with the pair of pants and again, these shoes. For a while, I started walking around in these crappy shoes that I paid $15 for the Goodwill, because you got to wear these at the gym. And the gym is something that I haven't been going to enough because of the conditions inside that gym. sometimes when you're limited and you're traveling from place to place, you don't really get to go to where you really would like to go. On another note, now I'm already going into, side talk, distractions, need to recenter this. On another note, I really don't like the direction a lot of these gyms have gone in. 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, where people pay good money, but they have, no privacy for the showers. They have, just a lot of strange music playing there. They have, constantly trying to sell you this and sell you that. I'm doing the best that I can to remain physically healthy, mentally healthy, to recenter on my information and get that information out there while homeless. Because I realize that not only am I a maverick of sorts when it comes to the information and the uniqueness, but that I'm homeless and doing it. And I hear about other people talk about their pain and struggles and people trying to keep them down, and the government, and all these things and all these things that we need to be aware of. But it's also quite freaky when you realize that, we're seeing what Israel's doing to Palestine. The drone technology is expanding and people are getting it now, and it's going to new and new levels. And there's one drone company that's working on how to pick people up with a drone. There's lots of things taking place now. We have this plane that went down. Again, Malaysia's coming up. People are going, when is World War III going to start? But I don't think it's going to start till at least the 2020s. As I said repeatedly the last couple of years. It's a long-term plan for World War III. Right now, they want more manufactured unrest and divide between society, man and woman, black and white. They manufacture events in the world. Our environment is influential. Then there's the thoughts. That's where propaganda comes in. Another programming that comes from other aspects of our life. Religion, in some cases, parental influence, the public educational school system, the workplace, things like that. And the workplace is very influential. And as I try to close up here, it's not about keeping it together so I don't kill myself or something dramatic like that. I have so much in my life to achieve. It's so sad when people go out that way. But the world, and I made a video about this, and I took it down. But I expressed, you can be in a sense where you think you might want to, based in the environment that you're in, the signals that are being sent. Whether it be deliberate or indeliberate. There's a lot of suffering here in Portland. In the have and have not, in the have and have not worlds, in the have not. There is a lot of people losing their mind in this city that go out in some very dramatic ways. So I'm surviving the streets in a way, even though I'm under a canopy. I'm surviving the experience of living like an American refugee, the shame. People don't like the homeless here. You need to know that. They're afraid of us, and some white people are afraid of some darker skinned people. That's just a fact. That's just how it is. I don't have to take it personally. You don't have to think I'm crazy. It's the real world. It's the real world in Portland, because in Portland, white flight has taken place from the other larger cities. And they're coming here to get away from the crime. And sometimes people look at things a certain way. If you look rough, unshaven, I don't necessarily have the means to look as clean as other people. I'm right in there with other people. Now, I vibrate something different, so some people will see through that. But a lot of people that are not intuitive, that are living the rat race, they don't see through it. And they just run, it seems like a rat, to their next little spot, and there's very little connection between the people of Portland and myself. And yet I'm doing this Access TV show, and every now and then I'm recognized in the streets, and people stare at me. And people stare at me for different reasons. So then I have to survive that in ways that some of you don't understand. To where I'm having coffee, people are looking at me, and I'm not trying to be Mr. Confrontational, or Mr. Educational, or Mr. Anything, or Mr. Celebrity. I'm just doing what I think is right. And I'm willing to live in my truck, in my vehicle, in order to do that. I need to document this. And I need to make sure this is a part of the public record, that at this point in my life, I was willing to do this. That I came back to Portland. Damn, my battery's going to die soon. I missed that solar panel of mine that was left in Colorado. I'm willing to do this because I know that there will be, rewards isn't the right word, but the next step will come from this. And I can't wait until that moment where I truly meet someone special in my life, where I'm able to actually channel human love. To where it actually is a team, hopefully one day, and I meet an animator. Or I meet someone with skills themselves And together we can put our skills together and do something great. If I was able to find this shoe, and this was exactly my size, it almost looked too small. It's exactly my size, about 10 and a half, 10 and a half. And it's wide, like my foot is wide. Wow, that was a sign. There were other signs that I've seen as well, other forms of synchronicity. What I want to say is I am a survivor in more ways than one. My email is alex_answer@hotmail.com. I don't intend to use these videos to beg. I intend to use these videos to share what my experience is like and to be honest about some of the things that I'm feeling. There's more that I have to say, okay? There's a lot more that I have to say. And perhaps I will go and I will upload this and I will come back and I will do another. I was conflicted before. I thought, you know what? Just use your YouTube channel to do your show. But you know what? I can't do that. I need to be able to talk about the things that are going on. And then I also need to do the show. But I don't have to talk about the things that are going on the show. Okay? I need to use that studio and use that show, use that platform to get out the ideas and use my talents. But to talk about the things that are going on with me in this experience, I will use the YouTube channel. So, at 23 minutes in, thank you for watching. Let me show you a brief look at what it appears to be outside. It's the first day of rain that I've seen in a long time. And although rain is good, I do suspect a geoengineering factor. And I'm also seeing people flip out more when they're spraying. So I'm also having to struggle myself, ladies and gentlemen, in ways that I'm not discussing, to deal with the feelings of being chemically bombarded. Coconut oil is important. I have slipped back into smoking. I don't coconut oil every day, oil pool, but I highly recommend that for people that are outside all day. They have no choice but to bring in and breathe in the nanoparticles, aluminum oxide, and barium. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with another update. Take care.